tonight to recognize those senior members in the marching band, the varsity cheerleaders, and of course our outstanding football team. It is always sad to see your seniors leave, but with the upcoming football playoffs still before us, we may have the opportunity to enjoy these young people for a few more weeks. We would just like to thank our seniors for all their efforts to pull our program together and wish them the very best of luck in the weeks to come. It is always a pleasure to recognize the fine parents of these young people who have likewise given up so much of their time, but more importantly, they have been so supportive of their sons and daughters, as well as our athletic program. As such, I would like to recognize our football managers, Jessica Call, daughter of Kenneth, and Linda Call. And Leslie Neiman, daughter of Ron and Karen Neiman. And now we'd like to introduce our seniors on the football team. Chris Blair, son of Marion and Carol Blair. Tony Canale, son of Terry Canale. Jeremy Gear, son of Timothy and Roseanne Gear. Jeff Logan, son of John and Rhonda Logan. Warren Love, son of Warren and Virginia Love. Jason Oberdick, son of Dave and Sherry Oberdick. Brian Potts, son of James and Barbara Potts. Jerry Smith, son of Gerald and Jane Smith. And Charlie Sheelatz, son of Charles and Barbara Sheelatz. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our proud seniors and their parents. A reminder that all participants in the band, the cheerleaders, and our football team, along with their parents, are invited to stay for cake and coke in the cafeteria after tonight's football game. Would you now all rise for the playing of our national anthem, followed by the LHS alma mater. We'd also like to welcome tonight, we have 21 Bavarian young farmers that are staying in the Linesville area this week with the Linesville FFA host families from October 20th through 26th. Their purpose is to learn about American customs, culture, and family life, and they're in the homestanding bleachers at the far end of the field, so if you have an opportunity, if you can speak German, why you can say hello to our German friends that are here. We certainly welcome them to tonight's ball game. number 22, Scott McLean. Representing the Lions, number 84, Brian Potts. Number 65 is Chris Blair. Also in there is Warren Love, along with Jeremy Gear. The Cochranton Cardinals have won the toss and will receive. The Lions will be kicking off and defending the north goal. At this time, we'd like to have the introduction of the Cochranton Cardinal football team. At center, a sophomore, number 57, Jason Ackerman. At guard, a junior, number 55, Greg Boyer. At the other guard, a senior, number 59, Paul Miller. At tackle, a senior, number 60, Dave Ellerby. At the other tackle, a sophomore, number 73, Clayton Smith. At end for the Cardinals, a senior, number 15, Lyle Dawes. At end, a sophomore, number 27, Chad Irwin. Quarterbacking the Cardinals, a junior, number 18, Dustin McCartney. At halfback, a senior, number 22, Scott McLean. At halfback, a senior, number 23, Ray Rickner, Jay Rickner. And filling out the Cochranton lineup at halfback, a sophomore, number 32, Brent Baker. The Cardinals are coached by Mr. Dick DeAngie and committed tonight's ball game with a record of 4 wins against 2 defeats. And now introducing the Linesville Lions. At center, a senior, number 65, Chris Blair. At left guard, a senior, number 54, Tony Canale. At right guard, a senior, number 66, Jerry Smith. At left tackle, a senior, number 50, Warren Love. At right tackle, a senior, number 73, Jeremy Gear. At left end, a junior, number 40, John O'Day. At right end, a senior, number 25, Jason Oberdick. Quarterbacking the Lions, a junior, number 10, Tim Crum. At wingback, a junior, number 33, Kyle Hood. At tailback, a senior, number 84, Brian Potts. And at fullback, a senior, number 20, Jeff Logan. Head coach for the Lions in his 21st season, Mr. Dan McCullough. The Lions bring in a record of tonight with 4 wins against 1 defeat and 1 tie. Deep for the Cardinals, there are 2 running backs, number 22, McLean, and number 23, Richter. Both these teams have 1 game remaining after tonight. Both teams in a position to win a playoff spot. And Crum kicks off short. Picked up by number 32. And breaks away from the tackle, gets some running room, and still on his feet. And finally brought down the play by number 12, Josh Mulkey. Takes the final tackle. The ball carrier was Brent Baker. So the Cardinals will start from about their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinals. Dustin McCartney does the quarterbacking for the Cardinals. The give goes to McLean off the left side. Jerry Smith in on that stop for the Lions. Pick up by McLean of about 3 yards or 4 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and about 7. Jason Ackerman, center, up over the ball for the Cardinals.
Get him, Jeremy!
And on the count, we had some motion. We'll see who's charged against the Lions. So the first penalty of the ball game is a 5-yard penalty marked off against the Lions. So now it'll bring up second down and a couple. Ball is moved out to about the 28-yard line. McLean, the ball carrier. And McLean trying to make it to the, check that, Richter was the ball carrier. And the official sets it down short of the 30-yard line, therefore brings up third down and about a foot. Cardinals need to cross the 30-yard line to get a first down. Richter and McLean, double sets behind McCartney. And dives forward, that appears it's still short of the first down as McLean carries the ball but does not get to the 30-yard line, brings up fourth down and about a foot. We'll check and see if this becomes a punting situation. Brent Baker does the punting for the Cardinals. And Baker stands back at about the 10-yard line. And Baker's punt is a good one. Comes up to Potts. And Potts is brought down at the 45-yard line. Good tackle on the play by number 23, Jay Richter. Makes the stop, so the Lions will start from their own 45-yard line. Lions, first and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Tim Crum does the quarterbacking. And Crum gives off to Potts on the first play. And Potts dives across the line of scrimmage. I think he was tripped up on the play by Richter. So little, if any, gain on the play will bring up second down. And just shy of 10 yards. 8.5 minutes remaining in quarter number one. No score in the ball game. Each team has had the ball for one possession. Crum looks. Crum fires to Jason Overdick. Overdick gets close to the first down as he's about the 45-yard line. We'll see where they set the ball down. Set the ball down, and it's about a foot short, so it'll bring up third down and about a foot. As the ball is now, for the first time, in Cardinal territory at the 45-yard line. Chris Blair up over the ball for the Lions. And Logan. And Logan is stuffed right at the 45-yard line. Forward progress will be marked at the right at the 45, and we'll have to see where they set it down. Clayton Smith making the initial contact on Logan. And it's about 6 inches short, so fourth down and a few inches on the play.
Come on, offense, go!
So the first big play out here in the first quarter, fourth down and inches.
Blow him out of there.
And big, right on the sideline. and goes all the way down to around the 5-yard line. They mark it out of bounds, I believe, at the 10-yard line. So it'll bring up a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. So a 35-yard ramble by Brian Potts on the play gives the Lions their first down. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Brian Potts carries the ball into the center. Check that was inside the 5-yard line. It appears to be on about the 4-yard line now. 2nd down goal from about the 4. And Potts trying to go off left side and goes in for the touchdown. So Brian Potts wins off a couple tackles early on and goes in with just inside the 6-minute mark in quarter number 1. Puts the Lions on the board with 6. Two-point conversion as Tim Crum is tripped up in the backfield and finally loses the football. So the clock stops with 5:57 remaining in quarter number 1. The Lions 6 and the Cardinals nothing. Short position. And once again, Baker, this time it's stuck early, Jeff Logan made the initial contact on the play. Kyle Hood also in there on that tackle of Baker. So the Cardinals now this time start from their 25. Their first possession, they started from the 20-yard line. McCartney quarterbacking. Richter and McLean in behind. And the give goes to McLean. McLean tries to get to the outside. He breaks the tackle. And McLean, one of the fastest players in the league, gets across midfield, across the 45-yard line, before Adam Brown finally ran him out. So the Cardinals pick up their first down. About more than 30 yards on the pickup by Scott McLean, who by most feels the quickest back in the FCVC.
Let's go, D!
And McLean gets it again. McLean, finally, after rambling about 7 or 8 yards, is brought down by Brian Potts. But McLean picks up about 7 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 3. The Cardinals in the Linesville territory for the first time.
Let's go, D!
The ball at the Lions, 41-yard line. And this time it's Richter for the first down. Richter down to the 34-yard line, just inside the 35-yard line will be spotted. And the Cardinals pick up first down number 2. 10. Give goes to McLean off the right side. Picks up about 5 yards before being tripped up by Adam Brown. Over on the right side. Gain of 5 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Ball spotted at the Lions, 30-yard line. Second and 5. And a pitch. Comes back to McLean, stringing it out. Stops. And tackled for a 5-yard loss. Back there was Oberdeck along with Crum. And we have official timeout. One of the Cardinals getting up slowly back at the original line of scrimmage. Jason Ackerman up over the pigskin. Cardinals enjoying an excellent season. And looking to pass. And now throws. And one-handed almost on the play by Jason Oberdeck. Would have been a spectacular catch. The pass was intended for Chad Irwin, who is, in case you have a program, is number 27 on the program instead of number 76 on your program. So 4th down and 10 for the Cardinals in the I formation behind McCartney. McCartney on a counter play. Oh, wide open, and Brent Baker's going to score. As Brent Baker came off left side and reversed through the middle and went all the distance, 35 yards for the touchdown, and ties this ball game at 6, just inside the 3-minute mark. So the Cardinals will attempt the point after touchdown. Number 32, Brent Baker, who scored a touchdown, will attempt the point after touchdown, and it's blocked on the play by number 74 for the Lions, Jason Conroy.
Hey, Jason!
Check that. Tony Canale was the one that made that block on the play. 7 remaining in the first quarter with both teams putting 6 on the board. First time is David Ellerby. Check that. Travis Bean kicks off. And Logan catches the ball and dives to the 40-yard line. So Travis Logan returns that ball to the 40-yard line. In the first possession, the Lions started at the 45-yard line. Goes to Potts. Potts finds running room. Potts breaks the tackle, picks up a first down. Struck down from behind on the play by number 18, Dustin McCartney, but not before the Lions pick up their second first down. So both teams in with 2 first downs. Also through the coverage of number 15, Lyle Dodds on the play. As Crum fired the quick in on the play, goes incomplete. His first pass attempted. Check that, he had 1 completion to Overdick earlier, so he's 1 for 2. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Ball sits just across midfield in Cardinal territory. Give goes to Potts. Potts looking to turn the corner. Turns the corner. Hit. And hit again about 3 times. And Potts gets to the 40-yard line. A heck of a run by Brian Potts after being spun around and sent the wrong direction. 71 on the bottom there as Travis Bean was in there on one of those hits. But a 9-yard run by the big Lion halfback, who's also been one of the premier runners in the FCVC during 1994. 2 of the best here tonight, McLean along with Potts. And Potts finds a hole again. And Potts straight down inside the 35-yard line to the 33-yard line. Paul Miller tripped up Potts. Didn't allow him to get ahead of steam, and the Lions pick up first down number 3. Field behind Crum. And on the bootleg, fire! And Overdick, who was wide open, couldn't get a handle on it. It was slightly thrown in front of him. But great play fake by Crum on the bootleg. Threw downfield to Overdick, but goes incomplete. So it'll bring up second down and 10. Have a convention going on here. They got a second down and 10. On the incomplete forward pass. And Crum gives the ball to Potts. Potts has to go blocking. Driven out of bounds on about the 2-yard line. Maybe in the 1. That's Brian Potts. Wants the TD, but the official right behind him said he didn't cross inside the orange pylon. So the Lions have a first down and goal at the 1-yard line.
He was airborne, but he was there. He kind of did one of those straight things, and his legs were there.
First down number 4, but more importantly, brings the Lions within 1 yard. And on the counter play, he dives over. Tackled on the play by number 14, Rick Rose, but Brian Potts gets the TD with 24 seconds, 3 scores here in quarter number 1. So there's an awful lot of offense that we haven't seen earlier in the year here tonight. We'll see if the Lions go for the 2-point conversion. Both teams were stopped on their first touchdown with the 2-point conversion attempt. Actually, the Cardinals had their point after touchdown blocked. The Lions fumbled away their 2-point conversion. Once again, the Lions will attempt the 2-point conversion. And Potts pitches. And comes up short again on the pitch play. A good coverage up by Hogue. Also in there was Scott McLean. So the Lions come up short. So with 24 ticks on the clock remaining in quarter number 1, the Lions 12 and the Cardinals 6. Occasions.
Let's go!
And the kick again comes to Baker. So Baker at the 30. Baker cuts through a hole. Breaks the tackle. Struck down from behind by number 40, John O'Day. Hangs on. And O'Day hangs on to Baker long enough to get help. But the Cardinals start out in good position with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Probably will not get the play kicked off, but they'll only have to move 2 yards as the ball sits at the 48-yard line. First First and 10 from the Cardinals, 48, and that ends quarter number 1. So they'll just have to change sides. Both teams head back to their coaches. At the end of quarter number 1, the Lions 12 and the Cardinals 6. Cardinals will start from their own 48-yard line, first and 10. And McCartney looks to pass, fires. It was meant for McLean and goes incomplete just across midfield. So I'll bring up second down and 10. Second down from the Cardinal 48. I formation. And on a counter, McLean gets an open field. Because Baker was the ball carrier on that reverse. Kyle Hood made that stop for the orange and black after a pickup of 4 yards on the play. We'll call it third down and a long 6.
Go!
McCartney throws early and complete. And tripped up over there is Crum. Wrestles Baker to the turf after a completed pass. That's McCartney's first completed pass on the night. Brings up fourth down. Fourth and a short 2. So the Cardinals are putting it on the line here, trying to pick up the 2 yards. And a pitch. And it's stuck at the line of scrimmage, I believe, is McLean. Brian Potts in there making the stop.
He didn't make it, it's our ball.
And the officials will take time out for a measurement. The officials stretch the sticks out. And comes up short. So the Lions will take over on downs at their own 42.5-yard line. Officials in tonight's ball game, the referee is Chuck Kalinich, the umpire, Wendell McKissick, the lineman, Riley Smoot, and the field judge, John Piatek. All out of the Mercer County chapter. And Crum gives on the play to Potts. Potts turns back inside, and Potts goes 15 yards. Picked up a first down before Rick Hogue finally brings down Potts at the Cardinal 41-yard line. So Potts rambles for 15 more.
Let's go, offense!
First down, number 5 for the Lions. Crum gave on the early to Logan. Logan tries to get around number 18, which was Dustin McCartney. But McCartney brings him down after a pickup of about 6 yards on the play, maybe 7. We'll call it second down at the Cardinal 35-yard line. Second down and 4. The Lions have to get to the 31-yard line. Pigskin sets at the 35.
Go, offense!
Crum on a counter. Adam Brown trying to get to the outside. Brown dives and I believe gets the first down. As when he made contact with the ground, coughed up the football, but the officials mark it down and a first down. Number 6 for the Lions at the Cardinals 31-yard line. And now the Cardinals have exercised their first timeout here in the first half. Downs here in the first half. And now have the ball at the 31-yard line. And he fakes. And a lot of pressure. And Crum goes down. Jay Rector is the one that broke through an awful lot of coverage on that one. 3 Cardinals come after Crum on that bootleg. So a loss on the play of about 10 yards brings up second down and 20.
There's a blocking!
Second and 20. Crum gives to Potts. Potts stumbles and gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Brings up third down and 20. Brent Baker was in there for head coach DeAngie. So it still remains third down and 20. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Lions on top by 6. After a furious first quarter, we've had no scores here in quarter number 2. And the screen set up. And Potts with wide open field. Brian Potts finally drugged down on the play at the 10-yard line. Lyle Dodds is the only thing that saved a touchdown as a well-set-up screen back at the 40-yard line, and the Lions run it all the way inside the 10-yard line, so it'll be first and goal just inside the 10-yard line. So we'll call it 10 yards for the touchdown. First and goal from the 10. And Adam Brown made a great dive for the ball at the goal line as the ball was thrown early, and Brown had to dive for it, but made contact with the ground, couldn't hold on, brings up second down and goal. And the give goes to Potts. Potts all the way. And a penalty flag is thrown in right at the goal line, so we'll have to see. And it's going to be a clip charged against the Lions. So touchdown's going to be called back. Not only that, but a big penalty to boot. So the Lions here bring it all the way out to the 15-yard line since the clip was right at the goal line. So it'll be second and goal from the 15-yard line.
Let's go!
Second and goal from the 15. And Potts tries the other side. Cuts back inside, gets down to about the 6-yard line. Baker in on that stop along with Jay Reichter. Brings down Potts at about the 6-yard line. We'll call it third down and goal from the 6. And Potts dives to the 5-yard line and tripped up there by Baker. So a 4th down situation and field goal time for the Lions as the ball sits at the 5-yard line. Crump will do the holding, and Overdick will do the kicking.
Block.
And a kick goes up and through as Jason Overdick puts the first 3 points that I can remember back since the early 80s when Pete Heim was kicking field goals. Is the last time that I can remember a field goal being kicked for the Lions. So with 5:29 remaining here in the first half, Lions on top, 15-6. And he keeps it going to Baker again, and Baker picks it up, breaks the tackle, 33. Kyle Hood on the bottom, hanging on, and getting help from a couple other Lions. So Kyle Hood in on the initial stop of Baker, and so the Cardinals will start at the 33-yard line.
Let's go, defense!
Their final visit here to Linesville, and our final time when the band will perform at home. Pickup of about 3 or 4 yards on the play. And Jay Richter was the ball carrier. We'll call it a pickup of 4, so 2nd down and 6 at the 4:40 mark here in quarter number 2. Ends are tight behind McCartney. And the pitch goes to McLean. McLean jokes in the middle, and good pursuit by the Lions on that play. And Potts was one of the ones on the bottom of the pile. So another pickup of about 3 yards, and Pizza Joe's has just arrived. So if you're after that hot pizza, it just came to the booth. So as the people flock for Pizza Joe's hot pizza. And we have the second penalty where the Lions jump on the swing man going in motion. So it'll be 5 yards, and it will be a first down for the Cardinals. So the Cardinals pick up their 3rd first down, this time by way of the penalty. That's the second penalty of the ball game on the Lions, each 5 yards for offside. So the Cardinals at their own 47-yard line, first down. And Richter dives across midfield into the Lions territory to about the 49-yard line. Warren Love making that stop on Jay Richter. Gain of 5 yards. So as we cross the 3-minute mark in the first half, 2nd down and 5. Inline territory at the 49. And it goes McLean to the outside, and Overdick makes the initial hit, and then finally Jeremy Gear comes over the top to put down McLean, but McLean gets close to a first down. We'll call it 3rd down and 1. Crosses the 45-yard line. Don't forget to get your music Boosters 50-50 ticket, as they will be doing that at the end of the third quarter. So if you haven't picked up your Music Booster ticket, be sure and do that. Third down and 1. McCartney looks, throws, and we'll see what they do. Either way, I guess it's a completed pass, but it's going to be short. No gain on the play. Actually a loss of about a foot on the play, so bring up 4th down and 1 yard. 1:45 and counting. As the Cardinals are at the Lions' 45-yard line.
Go!
Cardinals have to get to the 44. And on a pitch to the outside. And struck down by Kyle Hood along with Brian Potts is McLean. McLean picks up the first down. First and 10.
Go!
Number 4 in the first downs for the Cardinals. And a pitch. McLean looks and Kyle Hood stays at home. Makes the initial hit. And then Potts gives him help on McLean. And now Cochranton exercises timeout number 2. Don't forget the 50-50 music boosters will be conducted at the end of the third quarter. So second down and 7 inside the minute mark. High formation behind McCartney. And on the counter goes Baker. That's the play that he scored a touchdown on. And I believe that's Crum had him first, but Overdick is the one that brought him to the ground, and the Cardinals exercise their final timeout here in the first half with 41 seconds. After a pickup of a couple yards, brings up third down and about 4. Third and 4. 41 ticks on the clock. And a pitch. And looking to go long over the middle. And Crum driven out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. So the first turnover of the ball game comes with 31 seconds remaining in the half. As Scott McLean attempted the halfback option pass. And it was intercepted by Tim Crum. Crum returns the ball to the 35-yard line, setting the 6 down on about the 33-yard line. So with 31 seconds and 3 timeouts remaining, the Lions have the football. Goes to Potts. Potts looking for running room. Potts driven out of bounds at the 40 at midfield. So a first down for the Lions, stops the clock. Lions don't have to exercise a timeout. Pick up the first down at midfield.
Come on, Lions, take it all away.
First down, number 8 for the Lions. Overdick split wide on the right side. Hood in the slot. Crum looks. And Crum attempts to pass the ball, but Greg Boyer snuffed out the pass on the play. Crum tucked it in and tried to go with the football, but was tackled there after a loss of 4 yards. So timeout on the field with 17 seconds remaining. The Lions' first timeout here in the first half. Second down and 14. Crum looks, and he gives to Overdick. Overdick looks to throw, and tossed down on the ground by number 55, Greg Boyer. The last play out of the half, assuming it does not end in a penalty. Have a great halftime treat for you with the Cochranton Cardinal Band. Will perform their entire halftime show, followed by the Lion Marching Band and their halftime exhibition. Third and 23. Ball sitting at the Lions' 37-yard line. Overdick split wide on the left side. And on a running play, we'll end the first half as the ball was carried on the play. And so both teams head off to the locker room with the Lions 15 and the Cochranton Cardinals 6. Are you going to do that?
We have some education going on about how alcohol is promoted and the misleading advertisements that that hook young people. We are developing positive attitudes about cleaning the highways, and right now during Red Ribbon Week, we are asking every high school student to rake leaves for at least one family over this weekend. If we have all-out participation, we are going to enter the national contest for Make a Difference weekend.
That sounds great. How do I get my leaves raked?
Just ask anyone you know from...
Just like to announce that I'll mention it a few times here in the second half, but there's the big All-Star Little Gritters program tomorrow night right here at 7:30 under the lights. The Linesville Little Gritters All-Stars, made up of their 2 football teams, will be taking on the Conneaut Valley All-Stars, made up of their 2 football teams. Tomorrow night, 7:30. Best of my knowledge, there's no admissions involved, so come on out tomorrow night for another evening of football, watching the Little Gritters of the community. Will be Travis Bean, and this is the first run back for the Lions, second run back. Jeff Logan brings that ball back to the 40-yard line, so the Lions will operate to start the third quarter from their own 40-yard line. Just for informational purposes, we enjoyed that fine Cochranton band. Next week, they'll be participating at the Erie Veterans Stadium in Erie for the Lakeshore Championships, of which they have won 6 of the last 10 years. So quite an accomplishment for the Cardinal Marching Band. We wish them best of luck tomorrow as they go to Corey and also to Girard to compete before the Lakeshore Championships next week. Jeff Logan, the ball carrier, a pickup of a couple yards on the play, brings up second down and 8. And goes to Potts. Potts is upended on the play by McCartney. And Potts is held short of a first down, brings up third down and a couple. Ball just shy of midfield. Adam Brown bringing in the play from head coach Dan McCullough in his 21st season of the Lions, the only varsity coach in Linesville football history. And a give goes to Potts. Potts got some running room. Potts on the right side and dives to the 36-yard line. So Brian Potts picks up the first down here in the second half, and number 9 on the night. Carries the pigskin to the Cardinal 36-yard line. The team that will face Eisenhower in the first rounds on November the 4th. Give goes to Potts straight down the middle. And Potts rambles for about 6 yards. Tripped up on the play by Rick Hogue for head coach Dick DeAngie. Second down at the Cardinal, 32-yard line. And early goes to Logan. Logan off the right side for the touchdown. Jeff Logan, 32 yards. As Logan has not carried the pigskin very many times tonight. I believe that's his third or fourth carry of the ball game tonight. And after a steady diet of Brian Potts, Jeff Logan gets turned loose and runs 32 yards for the touchdown. And now Jason Overdick will attempt the point after touchdown. The holder will be the quarterback, Tim Crum. And the kick is up, and it is good. So Jason Overday puts the point after touchdown on the board. So with 9-10, after a scoreless second quarter, we go back to the scoring machine here early in the third quarter as the Lions 22 and the Cardinals 6.
Having 9 minutes to go.
We'll do the kicking off. The four previous times, Brent Baker was the receiver. And Brent Baker will be the fifth time the receiver at the 28-yard line. Baker straight up the middle, breaks the tackle, and gets all the way up to the 45-yard line. So the Cardinals start off from the 45. First down for the Cardinals from their own 45. McCartney gives to McLean. McLean is Jeremy Gear gets a hold of the leg, and Jason Overdick closes in to finish off the tackle. But not before McLean picks up about 6 yards on the play. One of the premier running backs in the league. Picks up 6 on the play. At 6, second down and 4. Ball just across midfield at the 49-yard line of the Lions. McCartney back to throw. Throws the quick out. And McLean takes the pigskin and goes forward for a pickup of about 3 yards. Gets down around the Lions' 45-yard line. And as they set down the markers, it will be shy by about a foot. Third down and less than a foot. And McLean, stutter steps, crosses the left side, picks up the first down. Moves inside the 45-yard line, down to about the 42.5-yard line. First down, number 5 for the Cardinals. And movement once again. And brings the laundry as it's been relatively penalty-free. The Lions have been charged twice with offsides, and for the third time the offsides. After the runner goes in motion. The Lions for a total of 30 yards on the night. The Cardinals have yet to be penalized. So it's been a fairly clean game. The pitch goes to Baker. Baker spins off the left side. Brought down by a host of Lions. Warren Love along with Brian Potts in there on the stop. A couple of the Lions. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play brings up second down and 2. Ball on about the 34-yard line. And the pitch to McLean to the outside. McLean trying to string it out. Tries to cut back. And good pursuit by the Lions as Overdick and Hood were able to outrun McLean on the corner to keep him from turning that corner. And the six indicate a pickup of and now they're going to bring it over for a measurement. We couldn't tell if so they're going to bring the sticks all the way across the field for a measurement. 30 under the lights. The Linesville Gritters All-Stars, made up of the two Linesville teams, will take on the two Conneaut Valley teams in a 7:30 contest. So if you're around tomorrow night, enjoy watching the future Lions. Come out and enjoy a game of football tomorrow night at 7:30. Whistle. We'll have to check and see. The measurement was short by inches. Scott McLean picking up the first down on the play. And then a penalty at face mask, 15 yards being marked off against the Lions. So they go from 30 yards in penalties. They jump to 45 yards in penalties in a hurry. And also takes the pigskin down to about the 15-yard line.
Come on, guys.
Inside the 15-yard line, first down. And the pitch out goes to McLean. McLean tries to set him up. But Overdick stays with it. And Jason Overdick does a good job on the corner. Runs him out of bounds back outside the 20-yard line. So loss of a bunch on the play. As Jason Overdick did a good job on the McLean fake. And finally drove Scott out of bounds. Up around the 23-yard line. So it'll be second down and about 20 yards. McLean once again has the ball. And into the backfield early on was number 65 for the Lions, Chris Blair. And got that play stopped before it ever got going. So Lions come up big on defense. And the Cardinals are now faced with a third down and long yardage as we cross the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Just like to emphasize also, there's the huge cross-country meet tomorrow morning here. In fact, the finish line will be here on the football field as the FCBC championships will be run tomorrow morning here at the Linesville complex.
What's going on with the wooden leg?
McCartney pitches and then hands off. Baker stuffed in the backfield by Kyle Hood. Comes up big on defense. And no gain on the play, so brings up exactly a loss on the play. Brings up a fourth down and huge yardage. As the Lions have mounted a big defensive effort here to stop this drive. The Cardinals must go all the way to about the 5-yard line to get a first down. Pitches and hands off again. And the throw. Complete on the play. And complete down around first down yardage. Number 23 threw the ball, Jay Richter. And caught was Lyle Dodds, who made a nice catch as the throw was almost tackled on the play. And so it'll be a first down and goal inside the 5, down around the 3-yard line. Maybe on the 4, as the ball is inside the white 5-yard marker down there. Big, huge play for the Cardinals. And the pitch to McLean. McLean goes through the middle for the score. So Scott McLean brings the Cardinals back to life after Richter throws a long pass play and gets a first down on a 4th and 24.
Just dances back here, sees a hole, and just bursts his speed. I don't think there's any set hole for him any time. He just
3:39 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3 touchdowns were scored in that 1st quarter. No points were scored in the 2nd quarter, and here in the 3rd quarter, each team has traded touchdowns. And now the Cardinals will attempt the 2-point conversion. And pass, it looks like, and now he's running for the end zone and fumbled the ball. And recovered by the Cardinals for the 2-point conversion. So on a fumble back at the goal line, the ball gets fumbled forward. And the Cardinals jump on the loose ball, and that's good enough for a 2-point conversion. And brings the Cardinals within 8 with 3:39 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lions 22 and the Cardinals 14. And the kick goes to Potts. Potts looks to go up the middle. And is tripped up in the backfield by number 15 on the play, Lyle Dodds, who was the Cardinal that received that pass down there a little while ago at the 5-yard line. So the Lions will have to start from their own 32-yard line. Give goes to Potts, and Potts is stuffed in the backfield by number 52, Adam Whitling. Jay Richter also in the backfield, and a loss of 5 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 15. Kyle Hood brings in the play from head coach Dan McCullough. Overday, split wide on the right side. Give goes to Potts, big hole. Potts cuts back inside, still on his feet. Struck down from behind, rambles for over 20 yards on the play. Rick Hogue finally run down Brian Potts, but not before he picks up the 10th first down, getting all the way out to the Lions' own 49-yard line. Give goes to Potts, who's stacked up in the backfield. Once again, Greg Boyer upending Potts. A loss of a yard on the play, so it brings up 2nd down and 11. Overdeck on the play. And coverage there by Lyle Dodd. Pickup of about 6 yards on the play, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. 1:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Tim Crum's 3rd completion of the night. And Potts is tripped up. Rick Hogue was able to trip him up before he was able to get steam up. Also, there was a couple other Cardinals that were in the Lion backfield in a hurry. So the Lions now forced to go with a 4th down and 3. Fourth down and 3. And Potts did not make it. So Jay Richter is the one that had him by the ankles, along with Greg Boyer. So the Lions come up short, and the Cardinals will take over at their own 42.5-yard line.
Come on, guys!
And this should be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And the play does not get off. So from the 42.5-yard line, we'll take time out. They'll switch sides of the field at the end of 3. The Lions 22 and the Cochranton Cardinals 14.
Hard to believe. I never would have.
Gary Thayer, Chuck Bicko, Don Whiteman, and also the filling in at times this year was Tim McQuiston. So we appreciate the efforts of our chain crew that have worked most all of the games over our 21 years of football. First down, Cochranton. And on the counter play goes to Baker, and Baker is smothered at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss on it. There is a loss of 1 yard on the play, so we'll call it 2nd down and 11. Tim Crum was the one that got in there early on. The counter play to Baker, which I believe was the play that scored the touchdown, the first touchdown for the Cardinals.
Come on, Lions! Hold up!
Drive them back. Come on.
Hold up, Lions!
Come on, D.
Take it away!
And McLean tripped up, getting up through the middle, picking up 2 or 3 yards on the play. Gets back across the 40 up to about the 44-yard line. 3rd down and about 8. And McLean once again looking for a running room. And Tim Crum upends him, but not before he gets to the 49-yard line, so bring up 4th down. 4th and a long 3. So we'll see what Coach Dick DeAngie calls on 4th down and 3, and the Cardinals will be going for the 1st down. So there's been some big defensive plays here tonight. And this time we get motion charged against the Cardinals backfield. So what has drawn the Lions offside on 3 occasions, this time gets called against the Cardinals for illegal procedure. 5 yards, takes them back. So now they're faced with a 4th down and 8. 8. And the screen pass. And driven out of bounds over there. And I believe Jeremy Gear drove him out of bounds. So the Lions will take over in Cardinal territory now at the, we'll see where they set the ball down at the 44-yard line. So the Lions do the favor and now have the ball in Cardinal territory. And Potts looking for running room. And Potts gets down to the 40-yard line. Jay Richter in there on that stop for the Cardinals. Second down and 6. 9 minutes to go. And the early runner is Logan. Logan looking for a block, but couldn't get it. McCartney finally brought down Logan on that counter play that has been very successful for the Lions against many opponents. And Logan carrying the ball limited times tonight, but has 2 big gainers. And first down number 11 for the Lions. Ball's down at the Cardinal 20-yard line. Potts gets the ball. And Potts is drugged down from behind by number 14, Rick Hogue. Second down and 10 as there's no gain on the play. Ball just outside the 20-yard line, or about the 21-yard line. 8 minutes remaining. Lions hoping to go to 5-1-1. And there goes Logan again. And Logan's gone all the way. And Jeff Logan goes 20 yards. Jeff Logan goes 20 yards on the counter through the middle, unscathed. And gets 6 more markers for the Lions at the 7:42 mark in the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Still 6-0? Oh.
Once again, Jason Overdeck will attempt the point after touchdown. Tim Crum will do the holding.
That's amazing. I can't believe it.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
And the kick is blocked. So the score with 7:42 remaining in the ball game. The Lions 28 and the Cardinals 14. And the kick goes to McLean. McLean's in the middle of the field, looking for a hole. Flips the tackle and driven down the play by number 12, Josh Mulkey. Makes the stop, the freshman for the Lions on the specialty team. So the Cardinals will start from their own 35-yard line. Don't forget that if you can give up 10 or 15 minutes of your time immediately following the contest, the Linesville Sports Boosters would appreciate anyone that could stick around and help pick up the field immediately following the contest. They do a tremendous job of cleaning up our field. McLean rambles for about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Kyle Hood in on that stop. Gain of 6. We'll call it 2nd down and 4 for the Cardinals. I'd like to make sure and thank the Linesville All Sports Boosters for their running of the concession stand and their cleaning up of the football area immediately following the game. They do a tremendous job immediately following the contest, and if you'd like to help out, they certainly would appreciate it. And the give goes to Richter, and Richter gets close to a 1st down. Be less than a yard short, bring up 3rd down and 1. 6.5 minutes. Lions travel to Conneaut Lake next Friday night. And it could all be on the line. Whichever team wins next Friday night would be the team to go to the playoffs. And the pitch goes to McLean. McLean looks for a hole and picked up 5 yards and enough for a 1st down before being brought down by Kyle Hood on the play. And we have a timeout on the field charged to the Lions at the 6-minute mark. For FCBC Championship run tomorrow morning. Finish line will be right here from midfield. McCartney back to throw. McCartney fires. Wide open, but overthrown on the play was Lyle Dodds. Triple coverage on Dodds with Hood and Oberdick and Potts. But the ball was overthrown by about a couple of feet. About a 35-yard attempt by McCartney. Second down and 10. And McLean is upended on the play by Tony Canale. Makes a stop after a pickup of a couple yards. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Ball now in Lion territory at the 47.5-yard line. And again, the quick pass, complete this time to Baker, and Crumb's there to make the stop on Baker. Pickup of a couple yards on the play. Going to bring up 4th down and about 6.
Yeah, he couldn't see the player.
Anyone interested in the playoff schedule, next week would be the final week of the FCBC schedule. The following Saturday night, which would be, I believe, November 5th. The Class A teams, I believe, play on Saturday night. And the Quad A teams play on Friday night. And a pass overthrown intended for McLean. Coverage by Hood. And the Lions will take over on down. So the AA and Quad A teams will play on Friday nights, which would be the November 4th and November 11th. And the Class A teams, which would, of course would be Linesville, would be on Saturday night, the 5th and the 12th of November. So there's no weeks off in between. And the number 2 team out of the FCBC draws Eisenhower in the first round. The number 1 team will draw Kennedy Christian. And Logan is pulled down from behind. Jeff Logan, the ball carrier, no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10. And Crum pass complete on the play to Overdeck at midfield, just across midfield. And so the Lions are faced with a third and about 3 on the play. Official timeout as Cardinal is slow to get up. A lot of pressure on the play on Crum. Came from Greg Boyer, who was slightly shaken on the play as Crum ended up having to throw a jump pass complete to Overdeck. Just a reminder, if you can give up 10 or 15 minutes immediately following the ball game tonight, the Linesville All Sports Boosters would appreciate anyone that can stick around and help take down the field. Give goes to Crum. To Potts. Potts cuts back inside, rambles all the way to the 30-yard line. First down before Paul Miller hauls down Potts on the play. Potts, who has had perhaps his biggest game of the year tonight. Has crossed the 200-yard marker for the night. And a quick pass complete on the play to Wood. And Wood driven out of bounds. Down around the 15-yard line. So Potts airing it out. Goes to Kyle Hood. And another first down. First down number 13 for the Lions. Takes the ball down to around the 12 or 13-yard line. Lions can pick up a first down at about the 14, or around the 4-yard line. Jeff Logan, the ball carrier, takes the ball down toward the 10-yard line. And the ball appears to be setting right on the 10-yard line. So a pickup of about 5 yards on the play. Second down and 5. As we go inside the 3-minute mark.
We'll feed them in everything.
Potts, the ball carrier. Lost about a yard on the play. Third down for the Lions. And Crum looks, fires to the out, and Overdeck into the touchdown. So 15-yard pass completion from Jim Crum to Jason Overdeck. Once again, Tim Crum will be the holder, and Jason Overdeck will attempt the point after touchdown. And his kick is blocked again. So the last 2 point after touchdowns were blocked, and so with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game, the Lions on top by 20. taking on the Cambridge Springs Blue Devils in their final FCBC contest next week. While the Lions, of course, will be traveling over to Pontiac Lake in what will decide the playoff spot in the FCBC for the number 2 slot. 2 minutes remaining as Tim Crum and the kick comes to Baker, and Baker is tackled by Overdick along with number 22 Adam Brown and a couple other Lions. We have a lot of fresh jerseys into the ball game, which reminds me to don't forget on Monday, the Lions will be traveling down to Cochranton. We have a final score in on the Maplewood-Conneaut Lake game. Maplewood 6, Conneaut Lake nothing. So we did get a final score in on the Maplewood game, and Maplewood squeaked by Conneaut Lake 6-0. So it will set up the playoff spot for next week. The winner of the Conneaut Lake Linesville game will be the number 2 team in the FCBC. Is now doing the quarterbacking as both coaches have put their JV teams in. We would like to remind you that the Linesville JVs will be traveling down to Cochranton on Monday night. We'd also like to point out that the Little Lions junior high team, 7th and 8th grade team, finished their season last night beating Cochranton, who was undefeated, and they finished with 1 loss on the season, as did the Cardinals. Cambridge Springs finished the season undefeated. They did have a tie. So it was a very close junior high football league this year. Lions only gave up, on one occasion, gave up 12 points. They lost to Cambridge Springs. 12-6 was the only game that they were scored on this year. And that ends the ball game. We'd like to thank you, and we wish the Lions a lot of luck, and we hope you can all support the Lions in the postseason play, assuming that they can beat the Conneaut Lake Indians next Friday night.
Yeah, I'm ready. That ain't given.